Hey everyone, I'm TSG BigTime, and it's that time again for, you guessed it, BigTime GameCast. Is what I would say if this wasn't my first episode and this is the first time I had people listening to this. But now you know. Now we'll know. That's the plan. I plan to do a podcast every Friday about video games. Probably about 40 minutes to an hour, depending on the topic of conversation. I have a lot of buddies that I'd like to get in here. That's pretty much the inspiration for this, is that me and two of my buddies have been discussing doing a podcast for what feels like a long time now. And honestly, we, in the Xbox party chat on Xbox Live, we basically do that already. We just don't record it. So now, here's the time to record it. Today I'm solo. Solo dolo, as some might say. But that's fine. So you're listening to BigTime GameCast. And the idea of this podcast is that I will talk a little bit about the popular topics of the week, the news. I'm not trying to be IGN. I'm not trying to be all the other gaming sites out there and talk about the news and every little thing that happens. But the video game industry is huge now. Huge. And I think there's lots of good topics of conversation to have between friends, debates, that I think are important and we should talk about them. So like I said, I'm TSG BigTime, also known as Sean. The reason why my name is BigTime is it might not show up in the podcast so much when I'm alone, but probably when I have my friends. I have a big-time attitude, big-time personality when we're playing on Xbox Live. If ever you watch my streams at Mixer, TSG_BigTime, if ever you watch my streams, I'm pretty vulgar and I get pretty loud and I try not to wake my baby. That doesn't always happen. So, yeah. So I'll just start with a little introduction of myself. Like I said, my name is Sean. I'm almost 32 years old. I am 300 pounds of pure gamer. I've been playing video games since before I could walk, probably 4 or 5 years old, all the way back to the Atari. In fact, I still have an Atari 2600 that works and can be plugged in and played. Not that I play it because games have come so far since then, but cool little tidbit anyway. So yeah, like I said, video games has always been a big part of my life. It's not the only part of my life. I obviously now at 32 years old, I'm married. I have a wife. I have a full-time job. I have a beautiful baby daughter, 4 months, named Scarlett. I love them to death. But I also love video games. I also love sports. I also love camping. I love the outdoors. My biggest passion is everything artsy. When I was in school, I did a lot of drawing. I'm a very good drawer. I love music. I play guitar, bass, electric, acoustic. I sing. It's up for debate whether or not I can or can't sing, but whatever. I enjoy it. That's all that freaking matters, right? And yeah, I've been playing video games my entire life. I had the Atari, I had the Nintendo, the SNES, the N64, the GameCube, PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. I had the Wii. I didn't have the Wii U or the Nintendo Switch. Sorry, guys, just not there. But now that the Switch Lite's been announced, booyah! You know I'm gonna buy that because I've been pining to have a portable Game Boy. That was good. Now I'll get it finally. So my passion are video games. Outside of work, video games and my family. I love doing photography. I mostly do it as a passion. I have done weddings and I have done business contracts here and there. But it's mainly just a passion, a hobby of mine. I love hiking up a mountain, bringing my camera with me and getting some really good shots. I use Photoshop and all that good stuff. Other than that, black belt in judo. I teach martial arts. I don't know what more there is to say. I'm not that interested. But let's get to the good stuff, video games. Just a little quick liner about the podcast. Like I said, I want to make it between 45 minutes and an hour, depending on who I have. Today I'm solo dolo, but if I have my friends, it could definitely go over an hour. Depending on what we're talking about. Like I said, I'm not trying to be other gaming news sites. I'm not trying to cover all the news and be a video game journalist here. But I do like to cover, like I said, there's a few news topics, usually about every week, one or two, that I think are important to talk about and I think are worth sparking a conversation about. Whether that's positive or negative, we will find out. Depends on who we have on the show, too. Likewise, then I would just like to talk about the games releasing this week and some things that I'm playing currently. You have to understand that at 32 years old, just on the Xbox One and with Game Pass, fuck Game Pass, just on Xbox One with Games with Gold and an Xbox Live Gold subscription, I have probably over 500 games. I have not beat them all. This time of year is a quiet time of the year in the video game industry, so I'm working on beating some of the back catalog. So I plan on talking about that, talk about the multiplayer games I'm playing right now, and like I said, I often stream. You can catch me at Mixer. My handle is TSG_BigTime. And you can watch us win or lose at Apex Legends. We don't know. Often losing. But we're getting better. I only just recently started picking up Apex Legends again, and man, I have to say that game is fucking good. It's good, man. It's good. I was never a huge fan of BRs. I could not get into PUBG. Could not. It's just too janky. I did Fortnite for a little bit. I don't know. I love Minecraft, and I just couldn't get into Fortnite. I don't know why. I loved Blackout. Blackout was, whew. And Apex, when it came out, obviously it was free to download. It came out of nowhere. Everyone was downloading it and playing it. I had to try it. And I enjoyed it. But then I just stopped playing it, as I was probably playing Rainbow Six Siege or something else more competitive to me, which is what I like, is a competitive game. But now I've recently gotten back into Apex with two of my buddies who never stopped and are like almost level 100 or some nonsense. And yeah, I'm fucking loving it. There's no question about it. I love it. But moving on. Okay, so catch me on Mixer. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, see some of my photography work, and I hope to have some of my buddies, either Derek or Alex, on here soon. Alex already has a podcast called The Wasted Years. He's going on to his episode 3. I'm happy for him. We did this together. We want to get into it together because it's what we do anyway, so why not share it with the world, right? Right. All right, so enough of the housekeeping this, eh? Let's get on some news. This week specifically, smaller stories, I would have to say. Borderlands 3 goes gold. It's not really news, especially in this day and age. What does that even mean anymore? Or once upon a time, a game going gold meant it's ready to be pressed on disc and shipped out to retailers, and that's it. That's all. We're done. But now, who the fuck buys a physical disc anymore? Now, I'm sure there's tons of people who do. Obviously, GameStop still exists. EB Games. Those Walmart. They all still sell physical games, but we all know it's a dying art form. But anyway, Borderlands 3 goes gold. I'm really hyped about this game, guys. I had Borderlands 1, and I tried to like it. I liked it, actually, but I wanted to love it, but I just liked it. It was kind of underwhelming. Then Borderlands 2 came out, and whew, if I told you I put in probably 1,000 hours into that game over like multiple characters, would you believe me? Because I believe me. I love that Diablo RPG loot grind when it's done proper. It feels rewarding, not just grindy for the sake of being grindy, but it feels rewarding. You get cool skins, cool freaking custom skill trees, and plus Borderlands 2 took itself less seriously than Borderlands 1. I think that's where its success came in. Borderlands 2 really stepped it up. It was kind of like the transition from Saints Row 1 to Saints Row 2, or Saints Row 3 it might have been. I think Saints Row 2 was still kind of serious, but to Saints Row 3, they went batshit crazy. And that's basically what Borderlands 2 did, right? And it really paid off for them, I think. It was a humor that I really, really enjoyed. I can get behind. It was a fantastic game. I love the cel-shaded look. Borderlands 3, I feel like there's little chance it can disappoint me. But in this day and age, you never know. You got to keep your hype low because launches day one with a 90 gigabyte patch and the online connectivity doesn't work for a month, so you never know. But all going well. I'm hyped for this game. I'm happy it's gone gold. That means they're officially done with it. I'm sure they're still going to work on DLC expansions and day one patches, but that's okay. Since we're talking about Gearbox and Epic Games anyway, Epic Games is in trouble again. I don't know why. I don't know why this is a thing in this day and age, but the internet is so fucking butthurt over Epic Games having their own store. Why? Why? You used to go to Walmart, your Kmart, your Zellers. You went to whatever store. You went to whatever the nearest retail was to you. You went to Blockbuster, rented games, bought games. Didn't matter. You didn't have a brand loyalty. You went to the store that held your fucking game and you bought it. Then Steam was the king. Steam came out. Steam was the king forever. I don't know the statistics, but we all know that Steam was king. I think they're losing Steam. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Now you have Origins and EA Access, and you have Xbox Live has its own store, and the PlayStation has its own store, and Nintendo has its own store, and Epic Games has its own store. Is it too much? Is it oversaturated? Yes. I can get behind that. I agree. But people are people are boycotting good developers and indie developers because they're going to be exclusive on their store. I think the most recent one, the devs who came out, was Ooblets. I think it's coming to PC and Xbox first and foremost. Anyway, I think it's a team of like 20 people who are building a game that looks really, really good. And they don't have the money. Like, video game development is not cheap. It costs money. You have to pay these people. They have to eat. They have places to live. And Epic Games buys them or whatever they do. They basically put forward the money that they have to survive. And even if the game doesn't sell, they know they're not going to go under. This is security for this indie developer. And they have to come out on their official Twitter account. They had to personally explain their situation. And I think this is disgusting. I'm not a big fan of Gearbox and Epic and these. I understand why people are frustrated, but it's a completely different issue. Like, the fact that they're in the store should not stop you from playing the game. Honestly, downloading the freaking game launcher is free. It doesn't cost you anything. You buy the fucking game. They're going to get money anyway, regardless. So just play the fucking games you want. Support the companies you want, and that's it. If you don't want to support Epic and you don't want to support Gearbox and you don't want to... That's one thing. But all this arguing and, like I said, it blows my mind. I don't understand why people are so flustered that games are going on the Epic's game store. Like, they're the first ones to do it. Like they were EA making loot boxes or something. That's a discussion for another show, is loot boxes and microtransactions. Fuck. But yeah, I don't get what the problem is. It's a free thing to get into. They're not holding your nuts. They're just doing it. Last bit of news that I really want to talk about as somebody who streams on Mixer and has streamed on Twitch. Now solely streams on Mixer, and I've done Mixer. Since Mixer launched, I've basically solo streamed on Mixer. Not because I didn't like Twitch, but just because it was easy. It was built into my Xbox. The delay is so small. The quality is good. It was just simple for me and my setup and what I had. Ninja. I don't know the numbers, but I'm pretty sure he's the biggest Twitch streamer. Drops Twitch, solo, Mixer. This is a big fucking move by Microsoft or whoever's in charge. Microsoft. I don't know how many millions they paid this guy. Rumor has 35 million. I don't really know. But this is a big move. This is huge. This is huge for Mixer. Mixer's always been kind of... I honestly think that Mixer is a better looking, better running, more user-friendly Twitch. Everything about it is better than Twitch. But they were late to the game. Twitch was the head honcho and was riding their high horse forever. And Twitch is an amazing service. But Mixer does things a little bit differently. And like I said, in my opinion, is the better service. But has always been struggling because Twitch was so big. This is a huge move. And we're Friday today, and actually Ninja did his first stream on Mixer today. So I followed, I subscribed. 1 month free subscription to Ninja's channel. Get in there, do it. Just for fun, to support the guy. And first day streaming on Mixer, he brings in 75,000 viewers. And I forget how many subscriptions and blah, blah, blah. That's huge. I think the next person under that was Monster Cat, I think, and he's one of the bigger Mixer streamers, and he had like 2,000 views or something. So this is huge. This is like, in fact, my buddy was on the Apple, or I think it was the Apple, yeah, the Apple store yesterday, and Mixer was the #1 downloaded app. Because obviously this is working out for them. This is working out for Microsoft or whoever's plan it was. Whoever's plan it was to pay this guy money and get him out there. It's working out. As a streamer, as a small streamer who would like to be bigger, this is huge for us. I'm hoping this will help me and help others grow. It's excellent. Now, as a primary Xbox fan and gamer, this also gets under my skin the wrong way. I was talking to one of my buddies about it, and he's like, oh, it's a different division than the Xbox games. Yes, but they're all under Microsoft. I know Microsoft has, I think, the deepest pockets in the world, other than Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. If it really was $35 million, like, this is good for their platform. This is good for the streamers. This is good for the future of streaming culture on Mixer and Xbox. But, there's a big but. As a gamer who's been waiting since what? 2014? 2014? Sounds about right. 5 years? To have new Xbox exclusives? This to me is a kick in the nuts. Maybe I'm just overly emotional. I know it's not the same division, but money is money. That's $35 million out of Microsoft's pocket. And not bringing me new games. And this is something we're going to touch on another day, is their exclusivity and what it's doing to the industry, and do we need it? Why not? But as an Xbox gamer who loves Xbox, I can tell you that this generation, and probably the majority of last generation, it has been a multi-platform machine. If it wasn't for my investment into their ecosystem and my group of friends, I would have jumped ship a long time ago. I have a PS4, so I got to play games like Bloodborne and God of War, Dreams. Oh, I fucking love Dreams. I didn't play Spider-Man, but I'm just saying, I have those options out there that I can play those really fantastic 10-on-10 masterpieces that seem to only come to a PlayStation, but not Xbox. But yet we can dump $35 million on a streamer. So, like I said, this is huge news. This is really good for him. Twitch has not been seen in good light lately. So like I said, I was watching his stream today, and I was hosting him anyway on my Mixer channel. And everyone's asking why he did it. I don't think he's ever going to come out and say why he did it. Yes, there's money involved, but Ninja really does seem like a genuine guy who loves video games and loves what he does. And maybe at Twitch it became felt more like a real job, which it is a real job. That's not what I mean. It takes a lot of work and planning and organization, but maybe at a certain point he needed to change. But also Twitch has been in kind of the negative light lately anyway. Like if you remember back at E3, there was Dr. Disrespect, who was also one of the top Twitch streamers. He was suspended for, I don't remember how long it was. I didn't do my research because, frankly, I don't care what does or doesn't happen to him. But anyway, he was streaming from a public bathroom with minors and people at the urinal. And not only was this against the rules of the state, so he should have went to prison, it also breaks the Twitch terms of agreement. And yeah, he was suspended. Not very long. I don't even think it was a week. And then he got his account back. And I know that a lot of people who are genuine and aren't just fucking jokers and take it seriously are offended by this. Because there's a lot of people who want to be Dr. Disrespect. There's a lot of people who want to be Ninja and make millions of dollars doing what they love. And people who struggle to break the business, the mold, and they don't get no slaps on the wrist. If they break the rules, they're banned, they're out of there, it's done. It's finished for you on Twitch. This guy, because he makes so much money and brings in so much money for Twitch, gets a slap on the wrist. And you can't make up rules and follow it for half the people but then your top 10 people who are making you money, it's okay. Unfortunately, this isn't just a gaming problem. This is probably a worldwide problem with people with too much money than what they know what to do with. But like I said, I don't know if that has anything to do with Ninja specifically, but there is a lot of things going on at Twitch right now, and I know that there are a lot of streamers who do work hard and do follow the rules who are starting to get frustrated, and viewers too. So, hey, I'm happy to see 75,000 viewers pop up on Mixer in one day. Let's hope that I can get half that number one day. That's what I'm going for. But if not, good for Ninja, good for Microsoft, good for Mixer. It's a brilliant move. It is a business move if I ever did see one. You can't deny that. My only question as a gamer, as an Xbox One gamer, is where are my fucking games? Ori's only coming out in 2020, for Christ's sakes. It was announced in 2013. What is going on? Anyway. So that's it for the news. Because there are other things, but like I said, I'm not a news anchor. I'm not a video game journalist. I'm just here to shoot the shit and talk my feelings, my opinions on certain things. Games out this week. There's a few indie games and smaller games. I didn't see anything that me personally interested me. If there's something that you thought looked good, send me an email. Send me a link on Twitter. I'll make sure I get to it next week and say, hey man, this guy said that this game is fucking bomb. We need to talk about it. And I'll give it a try. There's no question about it. But the biggest game out this week is probably Madden 20, which is on Metacritic for the PS4 is holding a 75, and on Xbox One an 80, which is a decent Metacritic score. Yet another Madden game. I have friends who love football. I have friends who have been playing Madden for 10 years hardcore, and they're beasts at the game. I know they're going to love it. They're going to enjoy it. I personally never saw the draw. I've played the NHL games. I like them, but every year to me it seems like the same thing, personally. But hey, if you like football, you like EA games, I'm sure it's for you. Don't think it's for me. But if you have EA access at least in 4 months-ish, it'll probably be free and you can give it a try, which is what I did previously with Madden games. But it looks, from what I saw, I watched the videos and I saw my friends streaming, it looked pretty, the graphics seemed more improved. I know they did some slight mechanic changes here and there. It has a connected franchise mode, which is more than I can say for fucking hockey in the last 3 years, EA. Somehow they've removed so many features from the hockey games that it's not even a game anymore. It's like a mobile, here's your fucking beta from the hockey side. I understand that hockey, I'm Canadian, so hockey's huge for me. It's bigger than football. And I love hockey. And I even love the games. But I got really upset when the transition between 360 and Xbox One, I think they skipped a year and didn't release a game, if I remember correctly. Because they wanted to make the best next-gen experience they could. And other than the mechanics changing and the graphics changing and removing about 10 of the 15 modes, they did absolutely nothing to the game. And since then, I have not really bought an NHL game. I get them on EA Access. And even then, I don't play much. And this is a game that I played, again, probably thousands of hours of once upon a time. So yeah. Madden's out. Was out Monday, I think. Doesn't matter. It's out. Go buy it. Go don't buy it. I don't care. So this week also, or last weekend, I should say, you had the, I believe what was the final Gears 5 tech test. Shout out to all my Xbox fanboys. Did you play it? You better have played it. If you have an Xbox Live account and you don't have Game Pass, you're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. You're stupid. I'm kidding. Nobody's stupid. Nobody's an idiot. But honestly, it's $1 or even cheaper to play all those games. Whatever. Just do it. Do it. Just do it. Do it now. Gears 5 tech test. I didn't play the first week. I heard I had a lot of problems. I played last weekend. And as somebody who Loved Gears of War 1, 2, 3, and 4. Never touched Judgment. And most Gears of War fans will tell you not to touch Judgment. So I can't judge Judgment, but I've just personally not touched it because it didn't look like the Gears I wanted. I was worried when Coalition was taken over, but that's why they re-released Gears 1. The Coalition knows how to make a fucking Gears game. They know how to make a Gears game. They've proven that, and I think they're bringing it to the next level here. This game, Gears 5, the tech demo, the tech test, whatever, graphically looks insane. Probably the best looking Gears game I've seen. Definitely the best looking Gears game I've seen. Is it the best looking Xbox game? It's hard to say. I don't have a One X and a 4K setup, so I can't say that. But if this game has 4K capabilities on the One X, which I'm certain it will, I'm sure it's going to be the best looking Xbox game out there. But yeah, it plays like Gears. It's fluid. It's clean. They did little tweaks to the reticles, the crosshairs, they would say. They did little tweaks to the recoil of guns. It felt really good, real quick, real smooth, real smooth, like the smoothest Gears I've ever played. And I've been playing Gears since Gears 1. My one or two complaints with the tech demo. I think the chainsaw is savagely broken, and not that it doesn't work, that it works too well. I think if they want Gears to be a competitive game, and if they want it to be esports ready, so to speak, which everyone does nowadays, they got to get rid of that chainsaw. Because honestly, you press the button, you rev it, and it seemed like I was rolling away from a guy, and in mid-roll would suck you back into the chainsaw. And that if you go back and watch my stream, I was raging. Lots of people raging. Like, the fuck kind of rage. Like, it was bad rage. Other than that, it felt really good. It was very good. The tech test, I think, was specifically for the servers and the internet connection, which I heard the first weekend was atrocious. I only played the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think, of last weekend. And I didn't really have many connection issues, but there was a lot of issues where it would try to load into the map or to the select your character screen and vote for what map you want. And you'd kind of get kicked back to the main screen, but still be in the lobby. So that's weird and not fun. Other than that, looked fantastic, played fantastic. September 10th, Gears 5 comes out. I strongly suggest you get Game Pass, and you can get the game for free, or pre-order it if you don't want to get Game Pass. But I think it's going to be a really good game. There's no way. I'm going to call it now. Probably on average from gaming sites, somewhere between 8.5 and 9.5. I'm thinking 8.59, probably, because I don't know if they're doing really anything new and innovative and trying to break the mold, but they're doing it. And yeah, if you subscribe to Game Pass now, you can play Gears 1, 2, 3, Judgment, and 4. If you're new to the series and you want to know where the story's going, now is the best time to hop in. You have until September 10th. I've had Gears 4 since launch, and I played tons of multiplayer, but not much campaign. I'm a guy who likes my difficulty in games, so I was playing through it on Insane, and I got stuck like in Act 2 or 3. I think it was Act 3. I was stuck, and I just kept playing multiplayer, and then I started playing something else. I moved on. But now, recently, I've been playing Gears 4 through the campaign. I've been working my way through it. I'm almost at the end, I'm pretty sure. I plan on streaming that maybe tonight. If not, next time I get a chance, I'm streaming that game. If you want to see what the campaign's about, come and support me. Like, follow, subscribe. Bitches! And I'll hopefully chunk some kids. And when I say kids, I mean locusts. Because, yeah, I don't know why I said kids. Because that's what you do on multiplayer games. You chunk other kids, you know? So yeah, Gears 5 tech test. It's too late to check it out, but I strongly suggest playing the 4 games on Game Pass before getting there. And I think that's going to be a real winner for Microsoft. All right, and last but not least is what am I playing now? Like I said, I have a 500 plus backlog. I already told you I'm playing through Gears of War campaign, which I've been streaming, and I plan to stream some more. Other than that, I've been playing some Apex, which I told you about before, is about my BR affliction. But in my back catalog, games that I'm really trying to beat right now is BloodStained Ritual 2, Final Fantasy 9. One's extremely old. BloodStained Ritual is pretty new. Trials, Ryzen, and like I said, Gears 4. So, I guess I'll talk about BloodStained Ritual a little bit because it's fairly new. This game is a Metroidvania game. What is Metroidvania for people who don't know? If you don't know, you're stupid. No. A Metroidvania game is, if you remember the age-old days of a Super Nintendo, you had Metroid, and you had Castlevania-type games. And in this generation, games that harken back to those glory days of side-scrolling platforming, they called Metroidvania games. So games like Hollow Knight, fucking fantastic game, is a Metroidvania. Ori, I also considered a Metroidvania. Ori and the Blind Forest. So yeah, BloodStained Ritual 2 is a Metroidvania game, and I believe, if I remember correctly, it is made by the guy who made the original Castlevania, if I'm not mistaken. It's called BloodStained Ritual 2. I don't think it's technically a sequel. If I'm not mistaken, the first one was a pixelated kind of platform game, and it was started as like a crowdfunder on Kickstarter because he wanted money to be able to make BloodStained Ritual 2. So finally it came out, it launched, it got pretty good reviews. I looked it up and I'm like, man, I gotta play this. BloodStained Ritual 2, I love the art style, I love the music, I love the enemies. I love how there's kind of like a loot grind crafting system to it, like a Monster Hunter or I guess Warframe, where you kill the monsters and you get the materials and you'll make new weapons, you'll make new armor, you customize your outfit, you get new power-ups. This is something I really like too, is that I think there's like 170-ish, I think, different types of demons in the game. So that's like enemies, individual enemies, or types of enemies. And when you kill them, they can drop like I forgot what it's called now, as I haven't played it. I went on vacation and then I haven't played it since. I think it was like a rune or a gem. But basically, you're absorbing it's called a shard. It's a blood shard. You absorb the blood shard, and it gives you their power, which then you can level up and all that good RPG goodness of grinding. The game's fantastic. Like I said, the game is really, really good. My only gripe is that while it's trying to be a Metroidvania, games like Ori and Hollow Knight bring Metroidvania into a new generation of gamers, and the controls go with it, the graphics, etc. BloodStained Ritual 2, the controls do not go with it. And I don't know if this is purposely done or not. I really hope not. But the controls are over the top clunky. Like, they're stuck 20 years ago, those controls, in my opinion. They're not super responsive. They're very sluggish. Buttons are like mapped on weird things, and it's just not very fluid. This might have been a design choice. Good for them if that's what they wanted to do. And I'm a huge fan of like Dark Souls, for example. I know it's not at all the same, but Dark Souls is like the master of clunky and heavy mechanics. And I love fucking Dark Souls. It's my favorite game of the last 2 generations. From Software games are my jam. I've beaten all of them, except for Sekiro. I'm working through Sekiro right now. Almost done. So if they chose to design it this way, purposely, I think it was a bad choice. And if not, well, still a bad choice for not fixing it. They feel unnecessarily ancient. Just, yeah, it feels out of date. But everything else about the game is awesome. I love the mechanics. I love the leveling. I love the loot grind of it. I love the graphics. I love the art. I love the Metroidvania side of it. Just the fucking controls make me want to blow my brains out. Obviously, I said I'm playing through Gears 4. I'm almost done. That'll probably be the next game that I stream, as mentioned earlier. I'm not going to talk about it much right now because I think I'd rather finish the game and then I can talk about it a little bit more. I recently started picking up Trials Rising again. I love Trials. There's not much to say about it. I get on a freaking dirt bike and race and fall a million times with my buddies. Not much for a story mode or anything, but it's a good game. If you're a fan of classics like Elastomania and shit like that, go for it. And the last big game, I guess, other than Apex, that I'm playing through right now, and I'm almost at the end, is Final Fantasy IX. I am so happy that Microsoft has worked out a deal with Square Enix, or Squeenix, as they say. That they've worked out a deal that all these old Final Fantasy games are coming to Xbox. I love the original Final Fantasy games are some of my fondest memories. From Final Fantasy 3 all the way to 10, I'd say. So the fact that I can now play 7, 9, 10, I think 12 on the Xbox, and Final Fantasy 8's coming. I think it's launching in the fall. This is huge. So I had Final Fantasy 9 on my original PlayStation 1, and I loved it. I played it a lot, but I think I didn't actually get to finish it. Probably because my disc was scratched, and then probably I got an Xbox. And honestly, anybody who got an Xbox was playing fucking Halo. And who can go from Halo to a Final Fantasy game? In that era, Halo was like the biggest fucking thing. And you're having your LAN parties, and you're up until 6 a.m. playing Halo with your buddy, attaching that shit to GameSpot or GameSpy Arcade and playing online. Those were the days. So Final Fantasy IX was, what I would say was a 16-year-old virgin Sean was not going to go play some Japanese RPG. No. He was going to play Halo. Let's play some fucking Halo. But anyway, playing through Final Fantasy IX, I'm pretty sure I'm almost done the game. I'm in like the final section. I'm slowing down on it now because whenever I play Final Fantasy games, I have to grind out for my loot, try to get the best gear, get to level 99. I don't know why. It's just what I like to do. I think I'm at level 50 or 60 right now. It's a really good game. The story is really good. I love the characters. There's some games that you play this day and age that you think that, you just like it because of the nostalgia. Like, you can't play GoldenEye or Perfect Dark anymore because those controls don't work. They're fucking outdated. Like, compared to nowadays shooters, it's a headache to play. Final Fantasy games, I don't know what it is, man, but these games stand the test of time. Final Fantasy IX maybe more so than some of the earlier ones, but they stand the test of time. Both, I know that they're not like the most next-gen graphics or anything. They're not even last-gen graphics. The game's literally like 20 years old. It's so good. I love the combat. I love the story. I love the strategy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. So I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for listening to BigTime GameCast. Like I said, I plan on doing this probably every Friday. I'm thinking every Friday is good. Do a podcast every Friday because then I have the news from the week I can go through. It gives me time to prepare myself. I want to schedule 2 planned streams a week. So 2 planned streams plus a podcast. I don't have times and dates for the podcasts, for the stream, specifically because I have a very flippy-floppy work schedule, so it's hard to plan exactly. But let me just say that I stream all the time. I play video games just about every day. And if I have to stream every day for you guys, I'll stream every day for you guys when I'm on. It's just sometimes it could be afternoon. Sometimes it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't really have a prime peak time specifically like, every Wednesday I can be on at this time. Because unfortunately, unlike some streamers, I have a full-time job to pay for my family and home. I would like to make money off this one day, but either way, if I don't, I'm just doing it for fun. I'm doing it to talk to my friends. I can't wait to get Alex on here. We're gonna do a group convo soon. Alex and I, the guy who's this podcast, The Wasted Years on Podbean. We're playing through Divinity right now, Original Sin on the Xbox. I think we've had the game for a couple of years now. We're almost 100 hours in, and I feel like it's been like 20 hours now that I'm like, we're almost done this game. We got to push it. We got to do it. But we're honestly in the last stretch of that game. It's going to be done soon. And that game is, I really want to talk about that game. But we're going to wait to have Alex, and I think we can dedicate almost the whole episode to just talking about that game, because the time that we've had together has been phenomenal. So every Friday I'd like to do this. My streaming, like I said, I would like to plan 2 scheduled days if I can. If not, if you follow me at Mixer, TSG_BigTime, that is TSG_BigTime. I stream fairly often. I really want to engage more with people. I want to get involved with my followers and people who are supporting me. I'm planning to do an AMA, or Ask Me Anything, once a month. I'll probably do it once a month. It'll probably be the first Friday of the month. And I'll add it in with the Friday podcast. So what I can do is answer anything. And when I say ask me anything, I mean anything. It can be about my personal life. It can be about games. It can be about politics. It can be about your favorite sex position. I don't know. You can ask whatever you want. And I will get to as many answers as I can. I honestly think I won't necessarily filter out questions. I honestly think I would just print them all out, and I'll answer as many as I can in the time that I have. And ones that I don't, I'll save for another time. But yeah, so that way I get to know you guys a bit. We get to have fun together. You guys can make fun of me. I can make fun of you. And we'll laugh and play and have a good time. So thanks for listening to BigTime GameCast, guys. I'll see you all next week.